Welcome to Joe's Astrology, and I'm talking about marriage in this video and how to find out what potential partners you might have, how many partners, what your marriage would be like, what some of the challenges are. We can look at all this in astrology, specifically looking at your natal chart, looking at your partner's natal chart, looking at the history, some history if we have it of your life. Contact me if you'd like to do that through an astrology reading. That's the best way to do this. But in this video, I'm just going to take you through some of the things that I've learned and seen that work well in finding out this information. Virgo rising. We have Pisces on the 7th house, and this is the birth chart for Brooke Shields that I'm going to use as an example. So we're going to look at the 7th house cusp. I'm going to see, is there anything in the 7th house? And there's nothing. We're going to start here. There's nothing in the 7th house. And if we go whole sign, we could say Saturn is in the 7th house. And the sign Pisces, looking at Pisces and asking the question, is Pisces a sign that lends to relationships or long-term relationships in a birth chart compared to some of the other signs? And we would say that it is not, because Pisces is something that can be cloudy, ruled by, if we look at Neptune as the ruler, even Jupiter, it's considered maybe someone who changes their mind a lot, is a wanderer, and all the things that really associate with Pisces. Now that doesn't mean that Pisces in the 7th house cannot be married or have a long-term relationship. I'm just comparing it to another sign, say of if Taurus was on the 7th house cusp, as I've mentioned in other videos. So that's why we're going to start with looking at if there's anything else in the 7th house to give us more information. And let's just say whole sign there is. We see Saturn. So that's going to give us maybe some clues that this person would be more of a committed type and perhaps be attracted to older men or older women, or someone who's more mature, someone who has a career, more stable. All these things could be the case with Saturn there in the 7th house cusp. So let's look a little deeper and say, well, what are the rulers of the 7th house and the 1st house? The ruler of the 7th is going to be Neptune. So let's look at Neptune. Neptune is here on the 3rd house cusp, and it's in Scorpio, fixed sign. So we have some positive information here towards being in a long-term relationship. We see it's in a fixed sign, Scorpio. And then we can look at the aspects. And I kind of skipped that we could look at the aspects of this Saturn as well. But we'll come back to that because Neptune is in a trine to that Saturn. So we have a harmonious, fruitful, fortunate aspect, you could say, to the ruler of the 7th, and it's with a planet that's in the 7th. So we have a lot more positive information. Now it's looking really good for this person to be in a relationship, long-term relationship. And by the way, she was married to two people that I know of from the research I've done. She was married to Andre Agassi, and then the next guy she was married to, she's still married to him for the last 25 years. So we can look at the other aspects and see that Neptune is squaring Mars. That Mars-Pluto square. So with this here, there hasn't, this would be more indication that there could be some trouble. Maybe, and as I indicated, maybe one divorce, maybe two divorces, etc. With that square aspect between that ruler of the 7th. Now, also Mars is making an opposition to that Saturn in the 7th. So we have a in opposition with a malefic Mars and Pluto. And really, we could throw in Uranus there as well, showing a lot of unpredictability here. That there could be maybe a breakup or breakups quick. And I don't really know about her early relationships before Andra Agassi, but there could have been a lot of relationships early on where there was a lot of breakups, sudden breakups, and this led to her going through this learning process. We also could associate Pisces with learning, because Jupiter is the ruler Pisces, and Jupiter is a planet of learning. And speaking of learning, we can also go back to the natal chart and look at the ruler of her ascendant. The ruler of her chart is in the 9th house, a Jupiter house, and we can see that the north node is in Gemini with the moon in the 9th, and the sun and Jupiter. She has a sun-Jupiter conjunction. She has a south node in Sagittarius in the 3rd. So there is a lot in her natal chart that has to do with learning. So this is going to be someone who's more likely than not capable of learning and making new decisions in the life. And that's going to give us more clues that this person would be able to make the adjustments. See if there's any more aspects. We can see there is a aspect to Venus. There's an aspect to the moon with that Neptune. And of course, because Neptune is in the aspect of Saturn, all these aspects are going to be aspecting Saturn as well. And the last thing I'm going to mention is that this Saturn is squaring those nodes and those planets in the ninth. And so because Saturn is squaring the nodes, there's a lot of experience here between the 3rd and the 9th. So this is going to be a person who's coming into life with having a lot of experience in these with these things, and it really comes back to her resolving this Neptune down here, resolving the south node, learning. And with her, she's got a lot of mental health stuff, so she probably really made a lot of these decisions based on her mental health. You know, I need stability in my life. It's not a matter of what do I want. It's a matter of I need the stability in order to function. And I think that could be something that we look at here with Pisces on the 7th and Virgo on the Virgo Pisces angle. This planets in the 6th and the 12th. A lot of people out there with this 6th, 12th Virgo Pisces are learning this, especially when it comes to relationships. They are going to be they're going to end up being more conservative later in the life. And we see that with Brooke Shields, perhaps, because there's just really, they've learned that this is the best option for them with the way that with the cards that they're dealt, the way that they're made up. So let's see if there's anything else. A lot of the aspects are the same with that 7th house ruler, as I said, and Saturn. They're the mix of the harsh and the easy aspects. So I'm gonna leave it there for now, and thanks for watching, and have a great day.